I need you to buckle up for this one, because a story that has emerged over the past 48 hours could be much bigger than a simple sponsorship announcement. Caitlin Clark has reportedly entered a new partnership with Ferrari, and the reaction has been immediate. This isn't being viewed as just another endorsement. It's being seen as another sign of how quickly women's basketball, and Clark's personal brand in particular, is expanding beyond the court. According to reports, Clark has been named a global ambassador connected to Ferrari's luxury lifestyle brand. The reported partnership could include fashion campaigns, Formula One appearances, and other major promotional opportunities. And that alone would be a massive headline. But then Sophie Cunningham reacted, and her response is getting almost as much attention as the reported deal itself. If you're a Caitlin Clark fan, let me know what you think in the comments. And stick around, because there's a much bigger conversation hiding underneath this story. Before we continue, if you enjoy these breakdowns, make sure you're subscribed. It's free, and it helps the channel continue bringing you more basketball stories. Now, let's get into it. The biggest question surrounding the story is simple. Why Caitlin Clark? Ferrari has built one of the most recognizable luxury brands in the world. Its image is connected to performance, exclusivity, speed, fashion, and global prestige. So a partnership involving one of the biggest stars in women's basketball would represent something significant. It would show that Clark's influence is no longer limited to basketball fans. Her name is becoming valuable in completely different commercial spaces. And that is where this story gets fascinating. Clark has already become one of the most recognizable athletes in women's sports. Her popularity has attracted attention from major companies, broadcasters, fans, and sponsors. A Ferrari connection would take that visibility into an entirely different category. But there's another part of the story that people are talking about. Sophie Cunningham. Cunningham has often been placed at the center of conversation surrounding Clark. Because of their history on the court and the intensity surrounding WNBA games, some fans have tried to frame their relationship as one of rivalry or tension. But Cunningham's reaction tells a different story. Her message was essentially that she was genuinely happy for Clark, and that people don't always understand how much work Clark puts in away from a basketball court. Then came the line that really stood out. This isn't just good for Caitlin. It's good for everyone. That statement matters. Because if Clark continues attracting major global brands into women's basketball, other players can potentially benefit from the increased attention surrounding the league. More visibility can create more opportunities. More viewers can create more sponsorship opportunities. And more recognizable stars can help the entire sport grow. That's the bigger picture. But not everyone is looking at the situation from exactly the same angle. Some analysts have pointed out that while Clark receiving a massive global partnership is obviously positive, it also highlights the enormous commercial gap between her and many other WNBA players. That raises an important question. How does a league turn the attention surrounding one superstar into opportunity for everyone else? Because there's a difference between having one incredibly marketable athlete and building an entire ecosystem of marketable stars. And that distinction could become increasingly important as women's basketball continues to grow. Think about what this means for the future. When a major global company decides to work directly with a player, it demonstrates the power of individual athletes. The player's personal brand can sometimes become bigger than the organization she plays for. We've seen versions of this throughout sports history. Michael Jordan became bigger than basketball. Serena Williams became a global brand. LeBron James turned his name into an international business platform. And now Caitlin Clark is showing signs of moving into that same kind of territory. But there's one major difference. The WNBA is still developing its commercial infrastructure compared with the NBA and other major professional sports leagues. That means Clark's rise could create both opportunities and challenges. On one side, her success can attract new fans, new sponsors, and new investment. On the other side, it can create questions about how the league promotes other stars and how the financial benefits of that growth are distributed. And that conversation is only going to become louder. Because Clark's value isn't just about points, assists, or three-pointers. It's about attention. When she plays, people watch. When she makes a major move, people talk. And when a global luxury brand reportedly attaches itself to her name, the story reaches audiences far beyond basketball. That's why the Ferrari angle is so significant. It represents another step in the transformation of Caitlin Clark from basketball star into global sports personality. And Sophie Cunningham's reaction adds another layer. Instead of turning the moment into a rivalry story, she celebrated it. That's important because the narrative surrounding women's basketball doesn't have to be about one player taking attention away from another. It can also be about one player opening doors that didn't exist before. If Clark attracts a major international audience, other players can potentially walk through those doors too. And that may ultimately be the most important part of this entire story. So, where does this leave us? Caitlin Clark continues to expand her influence far beyond the basketball court. Sophie Cunningham publicly celebrated the opportunity, and the broader sports world is once again being forced to recognize just how powerful the business side of women's basketball has become. Whether you're a Clark supporter, a WNBA fan, or simply someone watching the growth of women's sports, this is a story worth paying attention to, because if partnerships like this continue, we may be looking at the beginning of a much bigger shift. Caitlin Clark isn't just building a basketball career, she's building a global brand. And if Ferrari really is part of that next chapter, the impact could reach much further than anyone expected. Let me know what you think about the reported partnership and Sophie Cunningham's reaction. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.